Hi subscribers. It's been almost 3 months since my surgery. It was on this left hand, but as you can see, I still have a scab here. It's almost gone. And this year, in September or October, I'll have a crucial surgery where they'll clean everything up as much as possible. So, what are the plans for 2026? Let me remind you that closer to that year, towards the end, I'm flying to another country. That will be my 8th country. I'll tell you which country a bit later. First, in September or October, I need to have a second surgery on my left bicep. They'll open it up for the second time, and the rehabilitation will take about 3 months. And around December or maybe January, I'm flying to another country. Then I'll come back, and literally in the summer of 2026, I think Rukbazuk will no longer exist. So, what are the plans for 2026? And what else do I want to change about myself? Naturally, I won't introduce any foreign substances into my body that haven't been studied or can't be absorbed by the body. I want to go to the gym and try to build a bodybuilder's physique in about 3 or 4 years. At my age, it's actually possible to do this, and really at any age. Here, the question of cost comes into play. You need about $100,000 over 3 or 4 years to build a bodybuilder's physique, specifically to reach 130 to 140 kilograms of pure muscle. I'm going to put all my effort into this to make this transformation happen. Let me remind you that I feel absolutely great. I don't have any specific health problems at all. And I hope that when my arms are fully fixed, which will be in 2026, I'll be able to go to the gym without any worries. Why can't I work out in the gym right now? I really want to engage in a workout session, but I am unable to put any significant strain or pressure on my arms. This is because as soon as I attempt to do so, I inevitably experience the onset of inflammation. It appears that with the application of this particular solution, the muscles are actively undergoing a process of regeneration, and as a consequence, swelling typically appears. And with that swelling, you feel like crap. What do I mean by feel like crap? You get a bit of a fever on your forehead and head, you lose your appetite, and your whole body feels weak. You just don't feel like doing anything at all, not even eating. In short, you feel like a vegetable. And if you truly don't do anything at all about it, after about a full week, the noticeable swelling starts to gradually go down. And after about 10 days, or perhaps even 2 weeks, everything typically goes back to the way it was before. However, if you decide to take common antipyretic medications like ibuprofen, it all generally goes away in approximately a week's time. But it's quite unpleasant when you're working out and every single time you get inflammation. I mean, this persistent inflammation doesn't let me train properly at the gym. That's the whole problem. Yeah. I'm deciding to remove it not because I have health problems or anything like that. Could I just stop working out and live with this size for the rest of my life? Of course I could. There are tons of cases, especially in Brazil, lots of people who live like this, who are 60 or 70 years old and they're fine. But the only thing is, you can forget about the gym, it'll be off limits. And I want to keep going to the gym. I'm 29 years old. And if you don't use your muscles, they'll eventually atrophy, no matter who you are. And at 45 you'll feel like you're 70 years old. But if you keep working out regularly, your muscles won't atrophy. Another plus for my routine is that I'll have a proper diet, a normal schedule. I'll always wake up in the morning instead of staying up all night, eat right, not like now, when I just eat whatever and not properly. Well, I wouldn't want to live that kind of lifestyle. And all of this will only get fixed when I start going to the gym and investing a lot of money in myself. That will be a big motivation for me to get myself interested. Yeah, I think I'll manage everything. The only significant point of consideration, or perhaps a potential concern, I'm not entirely certain how to precisely categorize it, is whether, after the entirety of the solution has completely exited and been absorbed from my arms, the persistent inflammation will genuinely and definitively subside entirely, or if some residual inflammation might unfortunately linger. Well, if it does go away, that would be really great. But I think everything will disappear. The problem is really with the size, specifically with such huge volumes. because the body just isn't naturally capable of having such massive volumes. Yeah, I think that's exactly where the problem lies. And when you remove all that volume, I think there won't be any inflammation at all. Yeah, and I'm going to start going to the gym. I think I'll be able to achieve a bodybuilder's physique in about 3 or 4 years, specifically to weigh around 130 to 140 kilograms of pure muscle. Alright guys, I'll keep sharing updates with you about what's going on with me. That's it. Big hugs to everyone. This was Kirill Tereshin. Bazooka Arms.